it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. All right, folks, for today's video, I have something very, very exciting. I have not been this excited about an indie nail polish company in a very long time. If you watch my favorite gold nail polishes video, which I posted a little while back, you might remember that one of my favorite polishes from that video was a polish called Amaze Ballz from a brand called Lacquistry. The owner of the brand actually saw that video and I had a really nice conversation with them over in the Instagram DMs. And basically they offered to send me a whole bunch of their polishes. So I of course said yes. So they sent me over a whole bunch of their polishes and I wanted to share them with you all. This video is not sponsored, but I did receive all the polishes featured in it. So if you are new to the brand, Lacquistry is a US based indie brand. Their polishes are in 15 ml bottles. They have a beautiful rounded paddle brush. Their polishes are 10 free and they do not test on animals. And this brand is also a brand that is very low in the FOMO. On the Etsy page, the owner, Jenna, actually mentions that she does not like FOMO and that she will in fact restock anything that sells out as she is able to. So as always, I will have links in the description box where you can pick these polishes up. I am an affiliate with Etsy, so my links are affiliate links, so I do receive a commission when they are used at no added cost to you. And again, this video is not sponsored. I just saw all the sparkle and got really, really excited and wanted to share them with you all. So I have a total of 14 nail polishes to share with you all today. Let's just get right into this. Okay, so we're gonna start this one off with shockingly the least sparkly polish in the collection. Okay, so the first polish up is called Plant-Based Sun Syrup. So Plant Syrup is described by the brand as being a bright metallic yellow, gold, green, orange with gold holographic. So Plant-Based Syrup had a fantastic formula. This is the least complicated polish that I'm gonna be sharing for today's video, which is why I want to start out with it first. I do agree the brand's color description of this one. I feel like, to my eye, I feel like this is very much in that yellow family. It's dancing a little bit towards being kind of chartreusey, but I feel like it's because it's color shifting. It goes from yellow to green, which is why I'm saying, oh, it's like a little, like it's going slightly towards chartreuse, but I feel like it's definitely yellow. This is a very kind of like metallic-y kind of shimmer formula. I feel like the shimmer in here is definitely going to be the star of the show. The added holographic gives the polish a really nice twinkle, and you see a lot of the holographic, but for sure, the color shifty goodness is for sure the star of the show with this particular shade. So for my swatches, I swatched this one out in 2 coats. I did have visible nailing with this particular shade, and the only reason why I stopped in 2 coats is because I just liked it. I like the look of visible nailing on this particular shade. Based on the other swatches of this one that I saw, I didn't think I was gonna be able to reach full opacity with it in 3 coats, and I felt like I was getting the same depth of color on my nail that I was seeing in the bottle, so I didn't really see the point in adding a 3rd coat, but you could if you want. The holographic glitter in here does not dry down overly textured at all. I would still recommend the soak off method for this particular shade. Yellows in general tend to be stainers on my natural nails at least, and I feel like in combination of all of like the metallic-y shimmeriness and the holographic glitter, it's gonna be a very, very messy removal if you scrub this one off, so I would just recommend using the soak off method. I did not find that the holographic glitter in here dried down overly textured. One layer of top coat seemed to smooth everything out pretty nicely for me, but your mileage may vary depending on how thick your top coat is. The next polish up is called Oh Look, Another Glorious Morning Makes Me Sick. Winnie Sanderson.
Oh look, another glorious morning makes me sick.
I'm fairly confident this one came out for the brand's Halloween collection. Oh, last year's, obviously. So the official description of this one is a green color shifting base with green to blue shifting multi-chrome flakes, as well as orange to red color shifting multi-chrome flakes. I'm just gonna call this one Oh Look for the sake of time. The official description did not include that this has holographic in here, but I swear I'm seeing some holographic twinkles in here, so I'm gonna say there's also holo in here. Oh Look also had a fantastic formula. Because this one is just like a flaky bomb, it is going to be for sure on the thicker side. This particular polish really, really screams just like all things fall to me. I feel like this is a really fun polish. Even though we're not currently in like the Halloween season, I feel like this really screams Halloween to me. So for this particular shade, I feel like this one performs a little bit differently than some of the other polishes, what I'm gonna call in this release, even though this is like 5 different releases featured in this video. From what I have come to expect from the brand, I feel like this particular shade has like a slightly different formula. It's almost as if the base in here is more of like a black jelly base, and it's a bit more sheer than the other polishes in the collection. This is one of the polishes in this release I'm going to call a 2 to 3 coater depending on your application style and personal preference. For my full hand swatches, I went in for a slightly thicker 2nd coat to try to keep this one being opaque in 2, But if you go in for like normal levels of thickness, I would say it's probably going to be a 3-coater. I do agree with the brand's description on the multi-chrome flakes in here. There are definitely multiple types of multi-chrome flakies in here. I was seeing that kind of like flamey, orangey, reddish kind of color with like a little bit of gold, as well as like a blue and a green in there. And again, I was indeed also seeing holographic in here as well. Because of all the flakies and glitters in this particular polish, it is definitely going to dry down textured. For my full hand swatches, it shows the polish in 2 coats on its own, 2 layers of glossy top coat. I did pair this particular polish and all the polishes in this collection, minus the shimmer one, with a glitter smoothing top coat. You don't need to use a glitter smoother. You could just double up or triple up on your top coat and it'll smooth everything out eventually. This polish was also significantly less thick than some of the other polishes in this collection. Use the soak off method or peel off base coat. You do not want to be trying to scrub off flakies like that. So this next polish up is called Aggressively Verdant. The brand describes this one as a green to a reddish pink color shift. There is a smattering of rainbow flakes, black holographic, and green reflective glitter. And apparently it's also visible under fluorescent lighting, which I didn't know. So I describe this one as a multi-chrome base that shifts between a green, copper orange, and a hint of pink, as well as having holographic and lime green reflective glitter. Aggressively Verdant had a fantastic but definitely thick formula. I would still say that the formula on this one was really good, even though it was indeed on the thicker side. So for this particular shade, I feel like there is like a multi-chromaticness to the overall base in this polish, but you also get flakies in here that have a similar color shift to the base on it as well. And even though the flakies have a similar color shift to the actual, like, I'm calling it a multi-chrome base. Is it a multi-chrome base? I don't know, but it looks like one, so I'm calling it one. So the flakies have a similar color shift to the multi-chrome base, but you can still very clearly see that there is like the base in here and then the flakies on top of the base. While the brand does describe the holographic in here as being black hollow, I couldn't tell that it was black hollow. Like, it just looked like holographic to my eye. I couldn't tell you that it was like a specific color. I feel like this is another shade that very much screams sometime in like Halloween or even like winter. It's a very dark shade. I feel like this is definitely for like all the multi-chrome lovers. And as someone who used to hate on multi-chromes, I feel like if I saw this polish like 10-15 years ago, this would have gotten me to be obsessed with multi-chromes. So this has enough reflective glitter in it that in bright direct light, you're gonna get a really nice twinkle of that kind of lime green color, but not so much reflective glitter that's going to be a difficult application process. Because this one has so many flakies and glitters in here, it does dry down very textured. You're going to want to double up or even potentially triple up on your top coat to smooth all of those glitters and flakies out. My full-in swatches show Aggressively Verdant in 2 coats plus 2 layers of glossy top coat. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat to remove this particular shade. Do not even think about scrubbing this one off. Just don't do it. Soak off method, peel off base coat, that's it. So the next polish up is called Stepping Through My Shadow. I couldn't find an official description for this particular shade, so bear with me as I describe what I'm seeing in person. So I'm undecided on what color I think the base color is in this particular polish. There are so many flakies in here that I can't see the base color to tell you what color it is. My gut wants to say that it's in the gray family, but I could for sure be wrong. But as far as the flakies go, you're gonna get like a grayish silver to green to purple look on the nail. There are some fairly big honking flakies in this one. And again, my gut wants to say that there are going to be multiple types of flakies in here, but all the colors of flakies that I'm seeing in person are grayish silver, green, and purple. This has a very chrome look on the nail, and there also is a delicate hollow sparkle in the background. The flakies are 1000% the star of the show in this particular shade, but when you bring this down to bright direct lighting, you're going to definitely see that nice twinkle of hollow. I will fully admit this is one of the polishes where I really like how like chromy and all of that looks, but I am not the biggest silver fan in the world. So this was one of the polishes that, based on the photos that I saw on Instagram, I was like, it's okay. Fine.
Not for me, mate.
I take that back. This is actually really pretty. I really did not expect that I was gonna like how this one looked on me at all, but I really enjoyed it. While the flakies in here do dry down relatively flat, I did find that they are thirsty flakies. For my full-hand swatches, it shows this polish in 2 coats plus 1 layer of top coat. By the time I removed this one, my top coat had already like sunk into the flakies. So I think this is going to be another one where you're going to definitely need multiple layers of top coat to smooth everything out. Formula on this was also fantastic, but once again, on the thicker side. There are a lot of flakies in here, and I was able to reach full opacity with it in only 2 coats. And I feel like a flaky balm like this that you can, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of thickness with this many flakies jam-packed into a polish. Highly recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat for this particular shade. Do not scrub this off. And since I just mentioned how I am not in fact a silver lover, this next polish is called Silver Ballz. If you watched my favorite golds video and saw me just gushing over Amaze Balls, this is the silver version to Amaze Balls. If I could describe how this looks to you, I would personally describe it if go into your kitchen, go look at like the aluminum foil and just take it and just shred it up, put it in a nail polish bottle. That's how this looks, but better, because I feel like if you put aluminum foil in a bottle of nail polish, it would look like trash. This does not look like trash. This is the most beautiful, gorgeous, foily silver polish I've ever seen in my life. I am being very, very dramatic, but it's super, super rare for me to really just like absolutely be obsessed with a silver nail polish. It's not my thing at all. Y'all know I love gold. I don't love silver like that. And I was absolutely wowed. Wow. By this particular polish. Formula on this one was pretty good. I would say that this was one of the thicker polishes in the collection. This one was just shy of needing a little droplet of nail polish thinner. If I remember correctly from my live swatch, I kind of went in for a thicker coat than I initially intended. So like it looks like it's a one coater. I would not describe this one as a one coater. I would not recommend anyone trying to wear this particular style polish as a one coater. I think I'm going to add a little squirt of thinner in this one once I do my swatch sticks. I would recommend this particular shade in 2 coats. On top of there just being this like super chromy silver metallic flakies in this particular polish, there also is a very delicate droplet of holographic. Once again, the chromy metallic flakies are the star of the show, but you do get a nice twinkle of holographic as well. All of these flakies are indeed going to dry down very, 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 very textured. Once again, you're going to want at least 2 layers of top coat to smooth everything out. For my full hand swatches, I have 2 layers of the polish on its own, as well as 2 layers of top coat. And once again, use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Do not try to scrub this polish off. You're just gonna, I'm not even gonna say that you're gonna look like Edward in Twilight.
This is the skin of a killer, Bill.
You're gonna just look like, I don't know, the Tin Man or something. The next polish up is called Super Mega Ultra. If you're in my channel membership, you might have seen that I posted a video when I was swatching this one in my reaction to it. So in the bottle, I had initially thought that Super Mega Ultra looks super, super similar to Silver Ballz. You can in fact see that there are some differences in color. Because I'm swatching this one immediately after Silver Ballz, I also wanted to do a very quick side-by-side so you can see the color differences between them. Silver Ballz is a true silver in my opinion, and Super Mega Ultra is more champagne-y. I feel like it's the kind of champagne that if you don't put it next to an actual silver, it for sure is going to look like a silver. Super Mega Ultra also has quite a bit more holographic in here. I feel like the holo in here is a lot more noticeable and strong and in your face, as opposed to Silver Ballz where it's more of like a delicate twinkle in the background. I feel like for most people's nail polish collections, if you have one, you probably don't need the other. So the brand describes Super Mega Ultra one as a glorious glowing crush of champagne gold XL Amaze Ball jumbo metallic flakes, super reflective Silver Ballz material, hella hollow micro glitter, iridescent green to gold to pink flakes, and a smattering of a few different pink reflective glitters. NANI? For Super Mega Ultra, I feel like this is a fantastic name for this polish. This is gonna be one of those polishes where there's just so much going on in here that your eye can't really pinpoint exactly what you're seeing, other than it's a lot and it's really, really good.
I like it a lot.
So Super Mega Ultra also had a fantastic but thicker formula. I was able to reach full opacity with this particular shade in only 2 coats. There is just so much going on in here. It's really hard to pinpoint all of the things, but what's easy for me to catch, like it's definitely super silver looking, but I feel like there is that additional, I'm seeing iridescent flakies. I'm seeing a bit like a larger flake size of a holographic. And I did not even realize that there was reflective glitter in here. But it does make sense because this one does dry down quite a bit more textured than some of the other flakies in this particular release. So I can understand now that I know there's reflective in here, now that makes sense for the texture. For this particular shade, I did find that some of the flakies do have like a tendency to kind of stick upwards like this. Thankfully, because they're not glitter shreds, once the polish was like mostly dried down, I could just kind of like tap it down like this and kind of just flatten the flaky. I'm assuming you paint your nails and that's why you're watching this video. So you know that stage of like nail polish doneness when like if you put your finger on it, it would leave a fingerprint? When you're at that level of like doneness for the dry time, just kind of tap it down like that very gently. and you can flatten down any flakies that were still sticking up. Pro tip from Nicole. Also, in my notes for Super Mega Ultra, I wrote wow 3 times. I just wow, wow, wow. I was channeling Owen Wilson a little bit with this one.
Wow.
This is just so incredibly sparkly and beautiful. And again, I am not at all a silver kind of person, so I feel like it takes a very special silver to get me to like it. Y'all just heard me talk about the texture, and like, don't be stupid right now. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Don't play stupid games. Since we did so many silvers, let's do some gold.
Give me the gold.
The next polish up is called Gilded Resplendense, and the brand describes this one as having super bright silver flakes mixed with metallic true gold. It has gold and silver hollow micro glitter in a clear base. Gilded Resplendense had a fantastic formula, but again, on the thicker side because it has a whole lot of flakies and glitters in it. This is one of the polishes in this collection where on the first coat, you really would expect this one to be quite a bit more sheer than it ends up being. I was able to reach full opacity with it in only 2 coats, however. This is another one of these like super chromy, just metallic-y goodness polishes. Super, super, super gold. For my gold polish lovers, this is accent nail time. Like, I mean, you could wear it on all of your nails, but I feel like polishes like this look an amazing accent nail. The holographic in here is on the more delicate side. Once again, the flakies are definitely going to be the star of the show. As a certified gold nail polish lover, this definitely is checking off all of the boxes for what I want in a gold.
I love gold.
Similarly to all the other polishes in this release, it is going to dry down very, very, very textured. For my full hand swatches, it shows Gilded Resplendense in 2 coats on its own, plus 2 layers of glossy top coat on top. I'm sure somebody is going to think that the spelling on the screen is me misspelling things again. Surprisingly, it's not. This is how the brand spells it on the butt label as well as on the Etsy page. I don't know why, but nobody tell me I spelled it wrong because I copied and pasted. Don't yell at me. Although I will say part of me does wonder if it's a pun, as like it's a dense flaky polish and that's why it's spelled that way. I don't know. Continuing with all things gold, we now have the Sun Will Still Rise. This is one of the new release polishes from the brand. So the brand's official description of this one calls this one a glorious, glowing, crystalline orange to gold to pink shifting flaky polish with green reflective glitter, iridescent, translucent flakies, and holographic glitter. If you love big honkin' flakies, this one's gonna definitely be for you. I got out some gloriously large flakies with this particular polish. Because the flakies are on the larger side, I do find that when you get them, they kind of behave in movement almost like a chunky glitter. So you can just kind of use your brush to kind of push it around to where you want it to be. It doesn't dry down as textured as a glitter does, but I feel like because there's such a large flake, it does behave like one as far as application goes. I will say nothing brings my heart more joy of when I'm applying a flaky polish and there's just like a big honkin' flaky on my nail.
I like them chunky. I like them big.
I don't know why, but like, I love it. I love it very, 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 very much. While the brand does describe this one as having green reflective glitter in here, I could not decide what color reflective glitter I was putting on. I could definitely see that there were reflex in the polish because of just like the color shiftiness of everything that was happening and just like the amount of sparkle I was seeing. I couldn't tell you what color it was other than like I could see that it was there. So I'll call it silver reflective glitter was definitely there. I could not tell you it was green. I actually had this particular polish on my right hand for several days. I actually wore this one to book club last week. I've been going to multiple book clubs since July. I've been going since July, and I kid you not, no one ever mentions my nails. I do my nails before book club every single week, the day of book club. Nobody ever mentions my nails. I had this particular polish on with another one polished in the collection called What Doesn't Kill Me Better Start Effing Running. The entire book club mentioned my nails. Like, we had a whole moment where like, oh my God, your nails are so sparkly. I thought it was your ring, but I realized no, it's your nails. So this outshined a diamond, okay? Just to let you know how sparkly these are. So yeah, ridiculously sparkle level on this particular polish. My full hand swatches show the Sun Will Still Rise in 2 coats on its own plus 2 layers of glossy top coat. Once again, soak off method, peel off base coat. Don't try to scrub this off. The next polish up is called Dawncrusher. I don't see this one currently on the Etsy page, so we're gonna have to go off of my own color descriptions once again.
Oh,
Here we go again.
I feel like I would describe this one as potentially another clear base. Once again, I can't tell you what color the base is because there's too much stuff happening. I am fairly confident that there is a strong green to gold shimmer in here. I am also very confident that there is also pink reflective glitter in here. This is another one that has some very large honkin' flakies. And for the flakies, I'm seeing pink, gold, green, and like a hint of blue at very extreme angles. I wasn't able to catch the blue on my nail when I was moving my hand around, but there's definitely pink, gold, green happening. I am fairly confident that there is multiple sizes of flakies in here. You're getting some larger ones and some medium-sized ones. I would even hazard to say there might be also some very tiny ones in here. There's just a whole lot happening in this particular polish. And if that wasn't enough, there also is some holographic glitter in here as well. This is another one of the polishes where there's just some big old honkin' flakies, and if you are a flaky lover, you're gonna love these big old flakies in here. And again, I do find for these larger style flakies that they do in fact kind of behave like a glitter in application. As far as like texture levels go, the big flakies don't give off that much texture. But for this particular shade, I once again did use 2 layers of top coat to smooth everything out. And I do think that this is potentially one of the polishes in this collection. You might even need a 3rd layer of top coat to smooth everything out. Soak off method, peel off base coat. Okay, the next polish up is called a Stronger Rebirth. This is another one of the new polishes to the brand. The official description that I am seeing here is a glorious glowing crystalline green to golden to blue shifting flaky polish with pink reflective glitter. There also is blue to green to gold color shifting iridescent translucent flakes as well as holographic glitter. I will have a side-by-side coming up with all the polishes that are very kind of gold look on the nails so you can kind of see the differences between them. I feel like for the uncouth people, you might just see, oh, it's gold, they're all the same. They're not, and how dare you?
That's suspicious.
They are not the same. So this is another one that is very strong in the kind of pinky gold green color family. The flakies in this particular polish are a bit smaller in size than the past couple of flaky polishes that we had in this video. I would say these are on like the smaller to medium side and no like big honkin' flakies. This is another polish, however, that is definitely on the thicker side, but not so thick that I felt I needed to add any nail polish thinner. The kind of thickness that is basically the brand putting a whole lot of stuff in here and making it opaque in 2 coats. I feel like for those of you who wear flaky polishes on a regular basis, probably realize how like rare it is for a polish that looks like this to be opaque in 2 coats. You get a whole lot of sparkle both from the flakies as well as the holographic and reflective glitter, but all of that is going to dry down very, very textured. You're going to want at least 2 layers of top coat to smooth everything out. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Do not scrub. So here is a side-by-side comparison of the 4 gold centric polishes in this video. Call me delusional, but I feel like all 4 of these polishes all have different vibes. Gilded Resplendense up there on the top is like the true gold of the bunch. Dawncrusher is more kind of pinky iridescent vibes. The Sun Will Still Rise has more of an orangey kind of hint to it. And then a Stronger Rebirth has a very strong green effect. The next polish up is called Opaline Spark, and I don't have official color description, so we're gonna bear with me when I describe what I was seeing in person. So to my eye, I think this has a bluish teal colored tinted base. There is red, gold, green, multi-chrome shimmer and flakies, big old flakies, lots of hollow, and also a dash of, I think there's reflective glitter in here as well. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like, if it's not blue, it's purple. I would dare say it's blurple, but I have never encountered blurple reflective glitter before. So it's either blue or purple for the reflective glitter. Opaline Spark had another fantastic but definitely thicker end of the formula. This is another polish that on that first coat, it didn't look like it was gonna reach full opacity in 2, but it did. For this particular shade, this one reminded me so much of like indie nail polishes like 10, 15 years ago. Like I feel like right around the time all of like the jelly bases with iridescent flakies was really popping. I feel like this is reminding me heavily of that, just more. So I think there's flakies and shimmer in this particular one, and they do have similar color shifts between them. Like as I'm here rotating the bottle around, everything is like turning green on the extreme end and is more kind of like pinky on this end. Similarly to the other polishes in this collection, it is going to dry down incredibly textured. The flakies, the glitter, the reflective glitter, all the glitters. So there is kind of like a pinky red to gold to green multi-chrome effect in this particular polish. So it seems like there is a shimmer, and then also the flakies also have that same kind of color effect. And similarly to the last time we saw this in this particular release, is once again, even though the flakies have a similar color shift to the shimmer, I can in fact still see that there are in fact differences between them. Like you can see like the polylineary, the visual texture of the flakies differentiates itself from the shimmer. Very, very textured. At least again, 2 layers of top coat to smooth everything out. My full-hand swatches show Opaline Spark in 2 coats plus 2 layers of top coat. Once again, I would recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat for this particular shade. Do not scrub this particular polish off. Use soak off method, peel off base coat, or leave it on forever, I guess.
Do you, boo-boo?
This next polish up is called A Way Out of the Undertow. This is one of the new polishes in the Rebirth collection. So I'm pretty sure this one actually sold out, so I don't have an official description for it. So I'm going to once again describe what I'm seeing in person and hope for the best. So to my eye, there is a green glittery shimmer, iridescent flakies in green teal blue in both small and large sizes. Blue is the predominant color with little green twinkles. Once again, fantastic formula in this particular shade, but it is indeed on the thicker side. Similarly to some of the other polishes from this brand, on that first coat, it does not look like it's going to reach full opacity in only 2 coats. I did find for this particular polish that since some of the flakies do kind of stick up a little, I once again was able to kind of just tap them down with my other finger to kind of flatten them out. They're not glitter shards or shreds, so they're not going to dry down textured like a glitter. It's just flaky texture. So it's really easy to just kind of like tap them down a little bit before you add top coat to just kind of get them a little bit smoother on the surface. This is not going to dry down like super smooth though, however, because it has a lot of glitter in it. So once again, you're going to want multiple layers of top coat. As someone who is not like the biggest lover of like icy blues, I was really surprised by how much I like this particular polish. I feel like it's almost kind of mermaidy almost in color. I am not at all terribly surprised that this was one of the polishes that did indeed sell out. So once again, I would recommend using the soak off method or a peel off base coat for this particular shade. I have worn 3 of these thus far for personal wear, and these all soak off very easily. If you don't know how to use the soak off method, I'll link my video in the description box as well as in the cards for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. The next polish up is another new polish from the brand, and this one is called Strong Enough to Be Vulnerable. So how I describe this particular shade, I was seeing magenta, orange, yellow with green at extreme angles for the iridescent flakies. I'm fairly confident that there are indeed multiple sizes of flakies in here. This one doesn't have any like the big old honking flaky, so I'd say they're kind of like medium to smaller in size. The flakies do all appear to have the same type of color shift, but you're also getting a blue reflective glitter in here as well. If this particular polish has a base color, I can't tell you what color it is because all the color I'm seeing is coming from the blue reflective glitter in all of these flakies.
It's beautiful.
This is one of the polishes from the brand that when they first started teasing this on Instagram, I knew that I was going to have to purchase this one. I'm super, super thankful that they sent it to me because this is a stunner. This is an absolutely beautiful polish. I was once again able to reach full opacity with it in only 2 coats. I don't think I'm seeing any holographic. It looks like it's just color shifting flakies in the reflective glitter. However, once again, it is going to dry down very, very textured, soak off method, peel off base coat. And the final polish in the collection is the one that I was most excited for, which is why I'm saving it for last. It's also what's currently on my nails over here on my swatch hand. This one is called What Doesn't Kill Me Better...
So y'all need to hide your kids.
What doesn't kill me better start running.
No more saying cuss words.
And again, if you watched my favorite gold polishes video, you might remember that I posted like a little video clip of one of the brand's Instagram posts. This is that particular polish. I think this is another one that sold out already, so I'm just going to describe what I was seeing in person. Once again, I don't know what color base it has because I can't see the base past all of the stuff. So I'm seeing some iridescent flakies in kind of like a gold, yellow, and green color. I'm seeing kind of an orange, yellow / gold, green iridescent flaky. I'm seeing a secondary flaky that has more of like a magenta, pinky purple kind of look to it. I'm also seeing some purple reflective glitter in here. And I think there might also be a little bit of holographic glitter in here as well. There is just so very much going on in this particular polish. And I say this as somebody who is not super strong in kind of like the lavenders and those kind of pale purpley colors. I love this so much. This is like the perfect flaky bomb for spring. This is like, it's elegant, it's dainty. I feel like this is fairy core vibes. I feel like if Edward Cullen came running up to me and said, Nicole, I'm gonna turn you into a vampire, this is what I would want on my nails. And I know someone's gonna say, Nicole, you're married?
Listen, come here.
Shut your stupid ass up.
I absolutely love the color of this. I love how this looks. I also really love the name. This polish does, however, dry down incredibly textured. I have 2 coats of the polish on my nails and I have 2 layers of top coat. I've been wearing this one since I swatched it earlier today and it is indeed textured again. This one is definitely going to need a 3rd layer of top coat. When I've been wearing the polishes that the brand sent me from this particular batch of polishes, I have found some of them did in fact need a 3rd layer of top coat to smooth out completely and others were fine in 2. But this particular polish, it's super like fairy unicorny vibes and I love that. As a certified unicorn, I love that. Okie dokie, so let's try to do a final thoughts. Hi, editing Nicole. So I rambled a little bit in this, so I want to include some more of me yapping about the polishes themselves. I really love the formulations of these polishes. The concept of having like a polish with this much flakies in it, being 2 coaters on my long nails is just really exciting for me. As you all know, I own a lot of nail polish and I can confidently say that I do not have a lot of polishes that have this type of formulation to them. And I will also say, as someone who loves indie nail polish down really hard, currently right now I feel like the indie nail polish space is kind of boring. Like everybody is doing plain magnetics and plain like color shifty shimmers and it's literally the same 3 polishes over and over again. So I find it super duper exciting when somebody is just combining literally like a dozen different types of pigments into one polish to make something really sparkly and fun. When I originally fell in love with indie nail polish, everybody was doing like super chunky glitters and really fun glitter mixes, and that's unfortunately fallen out of favor. So yeah, I really love these quite a bit. I don't personally buy a lot of nail polish these days, largely because I get sent a lot of polish in PR already. Plus also, I'm trying really hard to decrease how much polish I actively have in my home. But prior to having any kind of conversation at all with this brand, I was already planning on picking up at least 3 different polishes from the Rebirth collection. In case you could not tell by how much I've been screaming in this video, I love all of these polishes so much. It's a mixture of polishes from different collections from the brand. The majority of the polishes, however, are from the brand's Rebirth collection, which just came out. When you guys are watching this, that's almost 2 weeks ago it came out. The owner, Jenna, has been super open about their mental health struggles with depression. And I really love that they were inspired by like them getting out of the depression and making all these beautiful sparkly polishes. As someone who also struggles from various mental health struggles, I always greatly appreciate when people are open and honest about like what they do to get out of the funk, because I feel like I'm sure I'm not the only person who really struggles in the winter months with just like seasonal depression and just like being in a funk. It hits me every year. And I just really appreciate how open and honest this brand is with like their mental health struggles and like getting out of it, and also being inspired to create such beauty from something that is, it's kind of dark. So I just really appreciate that we're able to create such beautiful things from coming out of the darkness and just like boom on our nails. I think this might be a first in Nicole Loves Nails history where I have this many polishes and I'm genuinely struggling with picking a favorite.
Why the fuck you lying?
So I'm gonna cheat. Okay, as far as my personal favorites go, we have Dawncrusher. This is one of the polishes that I saw the teasers for, knew I needed to have it. We have What Doesn't Kill Me Better Start Running. If you've been around here for a long time, you know I kind of have this thing where coincidentally, the polishes that always have the cuss words somehow always manage to make it onto my favorites list. I don't know how that happens, but yeah. We also have Super Mega Ultra because this is going to be my new favorite silver. You also have Gilded Resplendense because I would have been abducted by aliens if I didn't pick like the gold. Last but not least, we also have Strong Enough to Be Vulnerable because damn, that's pretty. As far as pricing and sale information goes, all of Lacquistry polishes range in price from about $13 to I believe $15 on the upper side. For some of their releases, they do also offer mini size bottles. According to the brand's Instagram, the new stuff doesn't have the mini bottles because they ran out of mini bottles, but they will have them available in the future. And the mini bottles, I believe, are 7 ml and they're priced at $8.75. I will have the brand's Etsy page linked in the description box. I'll also have the polishes tagged throughout the video as well. If you are a member of the Etsy Insider program over on Etsy, all the polishes in this collection are available with free shipping if you have the Etsy Insider paid subscription. Warning you now, as someone who does indeed pay Etsy for the Etsy Insider program, it is very dangerous because you will in fact be buying more things from Etsy because everything has free shipping or very cheap shipping. shipping. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking these? Have you already picked them up? Is this your first time experiencing Lacquistry and are you absolutely like losing your mind like I am? I mentioned this in my favorite golds video. Lacquistry is kind of like an OG indie brand. They started out in 2011. They closed down a few years ago and they just started back up in 2025. I purchased my first polishes from this brand around Black Friday, and it was the one and only nail polish purchase that I participated in it for Black Friday. And I've been really obsessed with this brand. And again, if you are new to this brand, they are FOMO free. If anything is not currently in stock, they will in fact restock them. And I feel like that's another breath of fresh air as far as an indie brand goes, because I feel like unfortunately right now, limited edition is kind of what's popping in the indie space. So I really like having a brand like Lacquistry who's keeping things around. And thank you again, Jenna, for gifting me all of these polishes. Like, I'm still absolutely shocked that you did that. So before we get into today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigans fans, your names of course all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there is a link for that in the description box, or you can click join next to the subscribe button. But as always, channel memberships are completely optional. Just like the video, share the video, comment on the video, you know, all the things, and we are good. However, channel members, don't forget we do have a members exclusive live stream happening this Friday. I will see you here on the channel at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And Sassy, they didn't like your squeaking in the last video. Well, your sister squeaking, you were barking. This is what's making those delightful sounds in case anybody was curious. This is one of Sassy's favorite toys. Just, I want you to look at this creature here. This is it. The first one up is called Gilded Resplendence. The next...
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.